In the last video, we had discussed about the production of electromagnetic torque and construction of switch reluctance machine. In this video, the derivation part of electromagnetic torque equation. What is the relation with respect to inductance and rotor position? That will be discussed in this video lecture. We know that the flux linkage is equals to L into I. The magnetic flux linkages is equals to the inductance and current. Due to the variation of inductance and the current value, magnetic flux linkages will be existing. In operation of switch reluctance machines, the magnetic field will be developed. Due to the magnetic field development, the rotor part is attracted. Once rotor is attracted, that means magnetic locking. Because of flux linkages between the stator and rotor, only torque producing. So this is only the magnetic locking, or magnetic flux linkages will be produced between the stator and rotor. That is magnetic flux linkages lambda. It will be represented with lambda, and which is equals to L into I, inductance and current. This is the first equation we are considering, magnetic flux linkage equation. As we know, the basic equation is Faraday's law. Electromagnetic Faraday's law, E is equal to d lambda by dt. The electromagnetic Faraday's law equation is the rate of change of magnetic flux linkages is directly proportional to the development of induced EMF, E equals to d lambda by dt. Due to the Lenz's effect, Lenz's law, E equals to minus d lambda by dt. Lambda, which is equals to L into I. This is the second equation we are considering here. E is equals to minus d into L into I by dt. Here the inductance and current both are the variable parameters. The inductance is not constant parameter. If it is a constant, we can write it is a L into di by dt. But here the inductance is not a constant parameter. Inductance value will be changes with respect to the time, with respect to the rotor position. So we have to convert the time parameter into the rotor position. Afterwards we will discuss it. Now it is not a constant parameter. It is a variable parameter. So the derivation of induced EMF is equal to differentiation of UV method. Differentiation of UV method minus dL by dt into current minus L into di by dt. U into dV by dt, V into du by dt. Because of minus, we have represented the plus symbol also, here the minus. This is getting by using equation 1 and equation 2. This is a induced EMF equation. Now I am going to be converting the inductance value will be depends upon the rotor position, not on the time parameter. So we have to change it equation. I am writing here E is equals to minus L into di by dt. Similarly I am writing here, and minus I into dL by dt into d theta by d theta, which is both are going to be cancelled out, which will be the remaining term is the same parameter, which is not going to be affected anything. So dL by dt into d theta by d theta. What is theta? Theta equals to omega into t. Theta equal to omega into t. Omega equals to d theta by dt. Omega means angular velocity. Theta means position time. With respect to time, rotor position is existed, that is called as angular velocity or speed of a machine. Speed of a machine. So I am writing this equation here, minus L into di by d theta minus I into dl by d theta into d theta by dt. This is simple equation. Here d theta by rate of change of position is called as speed. So I am substituting this equation with respect by this equation. So minus L into di by d theta minus I into omega into dl by d theta. Omega by dl by d theta. This is the induced EMF equation. From this equation, I am going to be considering the magnitude parameter. Only if I am considering the magnitude equation, L into di by dt plus I into omega dl by d theta. This is the magnitude of induced EMF. Because of the magnitude of induced EMF only the torque will be developed. Here I have considered this is why. And the stator magnetic field means the stator part consisting of the winding. The winding part is nothing but it is a simply inductance. This is the third equation I am considering, the inductance. Inductance means it is a stator winding which will be stored some amount of energy. The stored amount of energy in the stator part at the inductance winding is considering as 1 by 2 into Li square. As we know, this equation is basic energy. Basic electromagnetic energy stored in the inductance means it's in the stator winding, which is equals to 1 by 2 into Li square. This is the stored energy. And the electromagnetic torque will be developed because of the mechanical power in the machine. Mechanical power developed in the electrical machine. Mechanical power developed in the electrical machine, which is equals to the input power minus stored energy variations. Minus stored input minus stored energy variations are losses. Power due to variation in the stored energy. Variations why in the stored energy is existed means the stored energy will be variated with respect to the inductance and with respect to the current. Here we have already discussed the inductance parameter is not a constant parameter. With respect to the rotor position, it is going to be changes. With respect to the variation of the rotor position, the energy stored in the in the stator will be changes. So the input minus the stored energy variation, which is going to be getting as a mechanical one. So due to this mechanical only, electromagnetic torque will be developed. So what is the input power to the machine, switch reluctance machine? P input power is equals to, we are supplying electrical machines, electrical supply, that is E into I, induced EMF into I. We are getting this equation from the 3. From equation 3, E is equals to L into di by dt plus I into omega into dl by dt ta into I, which is equals to L into I into di by dt plus I square into omega into dl by d theta. dl by d theta. This is the input power equation. And this is the input power equation. We have got the input power equation. What is the variation in the stored energy? Stored energy variation means P stored energy variation is equals to d by dt. Variation means differentiation with respect to time, and the energy, stored energy will be variation. Stored energy equation is of Li square. Here is given. So d by dt of 1 by 2 into Li square. Li square. So by differentiating it, you are going to get the final equation. I am writing here L into I into di by dt plus I square by 2 into omega into dl by d theta. This is a stored energy equation. UV method you have to utilize it and you are going to get the final equation. This is one. You are having here P input equation and this is the stored equation. So the mechanical power developed equation is equals to the mechanical power equation equal to P input minus P stored variation. P input equation we have derived here, which is equals to L into I into di by dt plus I square omega dl by d theta, that is written here, minus stored energy equation Li di by dt plus I square by 2 omega into dl by d theta. L into I d theta is cancelled with plus or minus. What is the remaining one? I square omega into dl by d theta plus I square by 2 omega into dl by d theta. Sorry, here you are having minus equation. Here you are having minus, means minus minus. Sorry, okay. The remaining equation I am writing I square omega dl by d theta minus I square by 2 omega dl by dt. 1 minus 1 by 2, which is getting as I square omega dl by d theta, which is equals to developed mechanical power. The developed mechanical power which is equals to I square omega dl by d theta. What is the relation between the electromechanical power and electromagnetic torque? P equal to P mechanical 1 equals to omega into T. We required electromagnetic torque with respect to mechanical power, means Pm by omega. Pm is getting here I square by omega into dl by d theta by omega. Omega is cancelled out. The remaining term is I square into dl by d theta, which is equals to electromagnetic torque equation. This is a final electromagnetic torque equation, which is equals to I square into dl by d theta. Observe here, your electromagnetic torque will be depends upon two parameters. Electromagnetic torque will be directly proportional to I square and electromagnetic torque is directly proportional to dl by d theta. The variation of inductance and the square of the current of a switch reluctance machine electromagnetic torque depends upon two parameters. One is a square of a current and variation of inductance. The variation of inductance is with respect to the theta, means rotor position, not with respect to time. In the last video I have given some questions, some confusion on here also. So this is the derivation part. From this one, the electromagnetic torque is related to the inductance with respect to the rotor position. Here we can get the current value is getting by supplying to the stator supply will be positive or negative, whatever may be, the production of torque will be always constant. But the inductance variation will be changes the production of torque. If inductance or variation of dl by d theta is positive and another one is possibility is negative, the variation of inductance is positive and negative. If it is positive, torque corresponds to motoring operation. If the dl by d theta slope will be negative, the torque corresponding to generating operation. Here it is, torque is motoring operation. Depends upon the variation of dl by d theta, positive or negative motoring or generating operation will be existed. This is it. Here we have derived electromagnetic torque equation is directly proportional I square into dl by d theta. What is the relation with respect to the inductance and rotor position? What is the relation between the inductance and rotor position? Shall we start the relation between inductance and rotor position? Inductance and rotor position. Before going to discuss about the inductance and rotor position relation, shall we discuss the basic principle of formulas? Magnetic flux, which is equals to mmf by reluctance. mmf by reluctance. Magnetic motive force is equals to n into I, number of turns into current with respect to, n into current and the reluctance. Reluctance, and the reluctance is directly proportional to air gap. Reluctance is a magnetic turn parameter and resistance is a electrical parameter. Resistance which opposes the flow of current, reluctance which opposes the flow of magnetic field. If high amount of air gap will be existed between the two magnetic cores, high amount of air magnetic field will be there means the low amount of flux will be passed through these areas. If the low amount of air gap will be existed, the magnetic flux will be produces is higher. The magnetic flux and the reluctance are having inversely proportional to each other, but reluctance is directly proportional to air gap. So by this equation we are clarifying that is, if air gap is high, the produced reluctance is also high, and we are getting low amount of magnetic flux. If air gap is low, the produced reluctance is low, and the development of the magnetic flux is very high. This is the magnetic flux variation with respect to the air gap and with respect to the reluctance. Air gap and reluctance magnetic flux will be variation. How the air gap will be changes, and second one is how the inductance values changes. Observe here, the magnetic flux linkage equation is lambda equals to L into I. Lambda is magnetic flux linkage. High amount of flux will be existed between the two cores. Definitely it will be attracted to each other cores, and more magnetic locking will be possible. That means more magnetic flux linkages existed because of the high amount of flux only. The flux linkage is directly proportional to your flux. So automatically, if the high amount of flux will be developed means high amount of magnetic locking is existed, means the flux will be also going to be changes, or means maximum or minimum. If flux is minimum in this region means you are getting as a inductance is minimum, in this region inductance is maximum with respect to the air gap. With respect to air gap, reluctance is changes, flux is changes, inductance value is going to be changes. This is a thing. How the reluctance value is going to be changes means how the air gap will be changes in a electrical machines. Not in all electrical machines, in especially switch reluctance machines. You can observe here how the air gap will be changes between the stator and rotor cores. Due to the variation of air gap, the reluctance value changes. See here I am considering this is a stator core and this is a one of the two poles I am considering here for analysis purpose only just. And rotor is having here the rotor core like this. Two poles only I am assuming. By giving electrical supply to the stator part at instant of theta is equals to 0 condition, at instant of theta equal to 0 condition, by giving the electrical supply, what happens? At instant of theta is equals to 0, it starts to develop the magnetic field by giving electrical supply, that is the latter case. But at instant of time, what is happening? The distance between here, observe here in this region, which is having high amount of air gap with respect to rotor part. Rotor part is air gap is high. Once the air gap is high means you are getting as a maximum reluctance. Maximum reluctance means flux linkage is minimum, so inductance value is minimum at theta is equals to 0. But once what happens, your magnetic locking will be existed with respect to the rotor coils. So you are getting the air gap between the stator and rotor part is minimum. Air gap is minimum. Air gap minimum means reluctance will be produced is minimum reluctance and the developed magnetic flux is maximum. The produced inductance is also maximum. At magnetic locking, after getting off magnetic locking means some amount of differentiation axis is going to be changes. That is, I am considering theta is equals to theta 2 or something, theta 1. The theta value will be changes, the air gap will be changes. If I am considering theta equals to 0 to theta 1 point, different to phase positions are going to be considering, the inductance value will be existed like this. This is with respect to rotor position and the inductance value will be existed. At initially which the inductance is having minimum position at theta 1. This is the theta 1 to theta 2 means we have given supply at theta 2 instant. Once given electrical supply, rotor is trying to get magnetic locking with respect to rotor. Starts the magnetic locking. Suddenly it does not magnetic lock. Slowly it starts to magnetic lock. Slowly it will start and means rotor position will be changes slowly. By changing the rotor position, the air gap between the stator part and rotor part will be changes. With respect to that, reluctance value will be changes. With respect to that, produced magnetic flux will be changes. So the inductance value will be also going to be changes. The inductance value will be increasing from theta is equals to 0 to magnetic locking. So that means at T3 condition, at theta 3 condition, which is having the maximum amount of inductance. If we did not done any operation between the theta 3 and theta 4, it will be maintains the magnetic maximum inductance only. Maximum inductance. After this operation, if I am going to be giving the switching operation to the next phase, what happens? Automatically the inductance will be discharging. So inductance value will be decreasing means the stored amount of energy in the stator magnetic field will be discharging. While discharging it, the flux will be reduces. The stored amount of magnetic flux will be discharges means it is going to decrease. This means inductance will be decreasing. This is a representation of it. It means this is a motoring operation and it is a generating operation. It is motoring and it is a generating operation. Observe here the slope from theta 2 to theta 3. Theta 2 to theta 3. What is happen? Your slope will be increasing. That means dl by d theta will be getting as positive slope. Positive slope. So the developed electromagnetic torque will be corresponding to motoring operation. With respect to the decrement from the theta 4 to theta 5, it is slope will be negative. So the development of electromagnetic torque will be related to the generating mode of operation. How to calculate the slope of this waveform? See, here I am considering the inductance values L1. Here I am considering inductance values L2 or L minimum or L maximum. The slope will be represents dl by d theta, rate of change of inductance with respect to rotor position. L and theta, differentiation in inductance and differentiation in rotor position. L2 minus L1 by theta 2 minus theta 1. Sorry, theta 3. Theta 3 minus theta 2. Here no slope means it is this value will be getting as a 0. So means in this area the torque does not going to be produced. It means we have that we did not given any electrical supply. We have started at theta 2 instant to theta 3. Theta 3 to theta 4 we are not given any supply or we are not going to be changing anything. So the inductance value will be constant. Automatically the produced electromagnetic torque is 0. The similar operation will be existing. Here the showing the diagram will be shown as only for the single phase inductance only. Single phase inductance. If 3 phase will be there means every waveform will be existed like this with 120 degree of phase displacement. 120 degrees of phase displacement. This in like this way the inductance and rotor position variation is existed. Rotor position variation will be exist. If we consider the detailed operation or detailed derivation part of the inductance and the rotor position theta, we have to consider the pole arcs of stator part and rotor part. Pole arc means here I have considered this is the stator part and I am considering here if it is a rotor part. See here, this is a axis I am considering with respect to this position. So this is a what is the angle will be existed in these two areas. This is called as pole arc area, beta S. Similarly, with respect to these areas which will be shown as this is a beta R, pole arc. Beta S is for stator and beta R for rotor. Stator pole arc and rotor pole arc. Always the design of the rotor pole arc must be more than the stator pole arc. Then we can get the easily within the first in less amount of time period the magnet clocking will be existed with less time period. So with respect to the beta S and beta R, how the inductance and value will be variation. This is will be shows the beta S and beta R, stator pole arc and rotor pole arc. When theta equals to 0 condition, when theta equal to 0 condition means this is the beta R value from the, this is the rotor pole arc and this is the stator pole arc. We have designed beta R is more than the beta S. So theta equal to 0 condition means rotor polar axis and stator polar axis are aligned to with each other. Both are aligned each other. Then it is called as the axis in between the stator and rotor is equals to considering as theta equals to 0. So in this condition we can get the more amount of magnetic flux, means the high amount of magnetic field will be developed. In this case we can call as the inductance value is aligned inductance. The aligned inductance LA. Aligned means the stator and rotor pole axes are going to be aligned each other at the time period. The existed inductance value is called as aligned inductance LA. If once the rotor theta value will be changes,